Hello everyone, I'm Amira from iTrain Kids. We are very excited to be hosting this year's My Digital Maker virtual fair for the Central and Southern region. We are very excited to be bringing to you a whole lots of activities like webinars, workshops, computational thinking challenges, and Minecraft competitions, and so much more. You can still sign up for any of our sessions at www.itrainkids.com/MDNF 2021 or click in the comments. Shall we get started on today's program? Let's go!
Hai semua, selamat datang yang kembali lagi kita untuk hari yang seterusnya untuk My Digital Maker Virtual Fair. Okey, untuk hari ini first session kita adalah Diary of a Women Tech Leader yang akan dibentangkan oleh Datuk Yasmin Mahmud, Chairman Skyman Holdings Berhad. So, saya akan serahkan session ini kepada Anis sebab Anis yang akan menjadi MC untuk sesi ini. Jadi, Anis dipersilakan.
Hello, Assalamualaikum and very good morning everyone. Okay, first of all, I want to say good morning to all our viewers in the Zoom. Okay, and also our live on YouTube, my iTrain Kids, Facebook Live, My Digital Maker Fan, also TikTok Live. Wow, this is the first time I ever heard ada TikTok Live. Okay, so yeah, first of all, thank you so much for everyone who is willing to, spend their morning. Since this is a Saturday, okay, it's a weekend. So biasalah kalau weekend, semua orang mesti macam nak tidur ke, to spend time with keluarga, but you make the choice to join us with our inspiring person here, Datuk Yasmin Mahmud, our tech leader. So now I would like to ask Datuk Yasmin to introduce herself to our viewers. Who is she? Who is this tech leader? Who is this inspiring woman?
Thank you, Anis. So nice to see you again, and it's good. Although I wish I can see people's faces, tapi tak apa. I can see some of the names here. So these are the alumni also and new members of apa ya, Anis ya? New members of My Digital Maker.
Yes, betul. In the Zoom, we have our alumni Digital Ninja, we have our junior Digital Ninja, and from our viewers from Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya, Negeri Sembilan, Johor, Melaka.
Okay, all right. So you know that I've got a soft spot for digital maker movement and especially the digital ninjas. So it's good to be here. So who am I? I would say that I'm a tech geek lah, basically. I'm proud to say that I'm a tech geek. I've been in the industry for the last 30 plus years. So I am really old. I feel like we're all macam cucu-cucu ke anak ke apa ke. And I have worked after graduating from University of New South Wales in computer science and applied maths. And at that time, computer science was really very new. So I think I'm one of the pioneers in the country to have this degree. And then kept coming back. I grew up in a American multinational. So I worked my way up, joined from HP from a very junior executive. And then I ended up being the general manager for HP. Then I was headhunted to go to head Dell, where I led Dell Malaysia. Then eventually led a few countries as a regional director in Dell Malaysia and Dell Asia Pacific. And then I was again headhunted to go to Microsoft Malaysia, where I was the managing director. I was the second local managing director and the first woman MD for the subsidiary, and also the first woman MD for the whole Asia Pacific region. Then after I joined, then of course there was this amazing lady in Australia, then in Thailand, and so on and so forth. But I believe I was the first. And then I decided to take because in multinational, you typically have to go after you have hit that ceiling as a country, as a top position in the country, then you got to go to regional or global role. So I was supposed to go to Singapore and then go to Seattle, but my son tak nak pergi. So I decided that I had to take a break and done with the American MNCs. Then I joined YTL as an executive director for a while. And then I was again headhunted to join MDEC. where I think that was the most what do you call it? The most significant time of my career, because I was doing national service. Then after 4.5 years in MDEC, I semi-retired. So right now, what I'm doing is I don't have any executive role. I chair 2 companies. I'm the chair of SkyMind Holding, which is an amazing global AI company. And I'm also chair of Harold Watt University. And then I sit on a few boards. I have a venture in Indonesia, and so that I have time to do things like this, things that I love to do. So that's who I am. And I'm a mother. I've got one son who is already grown, and he's working and finished, and I'm a daughter. My parents, I take care of my parents, and I'm now a strong advocate for two things. I'm a strong advocate for leadership in the world of disruptive innovation, and I'm also a strong advocate for women empowerment. So that's it.
Yes, I agree.
You
with
know
that
all
too.
this, Anis.
Yeah, I know. I heard your feedback almost every time I went any event from you. Every time you become a panel, I was here again and again. What have you done to the country? What position have you, taken? It's very, it's very inspiring. It's a very, for a woman, that is a lot. Like, people will actually assume that, oh, this type of position, it should be like men, because men is powerful leadership. But you have proven that women also can be a leader. Women can also, take this higher position, can represent, our country to the Americas, to all other countries in the world. And also, yeah, I'm very grateful that you are semi-retired right now. You can do anything that you want. I seen your Instagram story. You've been baking, you've been working out, taking care of yourself. So yeah, I'm happy for you with that. Okay. So we now have known a bit of about Dr. Yasmin, Dr. Yasmin. So how about we go through a few questions to ask her? Okay, Dr. We have a lot of questions from all around. We already asked our viewers. Okay, also the people in the Zoom, if you want to ask extra question that you are interested to ask Dato, you can put in the chat box. And also from our live, you can put in our comment section. Inshallah, we will take the question and ask Dato Yasmin. So we go first to our first question. Okay, our first question for today is, can Dato please share with us how your journey in tech began? Like, is it from school, or is it from any specific time that is, like suddenly, there is a spark of passion that say, I want to be in tech. I want to be in this tech industry.
Okay, so my tech journey started coincidentally, by coincidence. It wasn't planned, but I guess the lead into that was that my tech journey started with my love for science. So from very small, I'm one of those people that really, really love science. You may have heard me talking about the fact that I was enthralled, I think at the age of 5, when my neighbor, because I'm from a kampong, so we don't have the luxury of having a TV set in our own house when it first came out. So when I was 5 years old, 5, maybe 4, 5, I first saw a TV set from my neighbor's house, and I saw these little people in that little screen, coming up and talking, and I was thinking, how did they do that? Tengok kat belakang, pergi cari kat bawah, and that really intrigued me. And I guess that was the beginning of my journey with science. So I love physics. I hate chemistry and biology, by the way, but I love physics. I love maths. I guess that's how my journey started. So I actually got a scholarship to go to Australia to do a physics course. But when I arrived there, my senior said that, oh, Yasmin, you must do this up and coming thing. It's called computer science. At that time, it was up and coming. Can you believe it? When I came up, it was an up and coming thing. It's a new thing. So I said, okay. And the one thing I'm blessed with is that I take advice. I've been blessed with getting good advice and good hidayah. So I just said, okay, let me try to look at it. But I have a scholarship to uphold. So I said, okay, but how do I take because my scholarship was from from Ministry of Education. So it has to be a science, it has to be a teaching subject. So I said, okay, then let's combine. There's a course called double major in computer science and applied maths. So at that time, it was a very boring course. Now I realize that it's one of the, right now, I think my course just got very, very in demand and very sexy. But at that time, it was a very boring thing. Nobody knew about it, So it was a leap of faith. I took the advice from my senior, and that's how it started.
Yeah, I see there. Yeah, I will agree. Computer science right now is very a demanding course. It literally in IPTA, IPTS, like people will go around and ask like, oh, do you have any computer science course? You have like, and it's not just like general computer science. Like for me, I'm taking diploma of computer science. So it's kind of like general. But right now, if you look at in our IPT, our university, there's a lot, branch that say, okay, we have computer science in multimedia, cybersecurity, AI. And yeah, I'm very interested when you say that when you are 5 years old, you look at the TV and you saw like small people and you'll be searching like the whole TV, like where these people come from. So yeah, we can, we don't see more like that in children nowadays. Children nowadays, when they look at the TV, they're like, oh, there's a cartoon. That's all. They know there is a cartoon, or they don't know, like they don't have the interest yet, like saying that, oh, what is that? How the cartoon is in there.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I've always spoken about. And is, I always say about the curiosity. So the thing that from my experience, how I can get to maybe get people to relate to it is the fact that first you must be curious about things. And when you are curious about things, the one that you are most curious about is what you are most passionate about. And I've always believed that you must find your passion in life. Otherwise, you're just if you find your passion, you'll never work a day in your life, because you're just, you've heard that statement. And this area of curiosity, sometimes it concerns me, like exactly what you said, Anis. People look at the smartphone. I've seen people look at the smartphone and they just take for granted the magic inside the smartphone. But as kids, we call digital natives. Although it's good, digital natives, people born with digital natively in them, it's good because they are very good users of it. But I just wonder if the little kid that first got hold of an iPad and saw the little things, the cartoons, and be able to, macam dia boleh just make it things bigger, make it smaller. Don't they have the curiosity of what is behind that magic? And that is what we always worry. And that's what part of the digital maker. I remember, because I was part of the team, of the great team in MDEC that actually came up with this whole idea. That was the whole idea of making digital maker too, so that people can become not just consumers of technology and digital innovation, but they can also have the curiosity and is able to produce. They just they also produce innovation as opposed to consuming innovation. So okay, itulah. Something I'm very passionate about.
No way. So we can highlight there is a two key point there, which is one is curiosity and one is passion. Okay, so like if you have these two in tech, you can actually excel. You can do well in tech if you have these two things: curiosity and also passion. So yeah, talking about teenagers, like for me, when I first started in tech, actually, like Dr. Yasmin is from TV, right? I'm from like a remote control car. I open my own remote control car and I look at like some of the electronics there. I feel like how the signal is actually coming from our remote to the car, and then I go to the programming, and when I look at the series of codes and everything, I was like curious, like how does this line of coding actually work, like what this line is meant about. So our next question is like, for a teenage girl, like, okay, we specific in girl for today, for a teenage girl to start prepping herself for a tech career, do you have any step, or how does a girl begin? Because in tech, some of us, like some of the girls out there, is quite like insecure because they know like tech is mostly famous in men, in boys. If they look at girls who wants to do mechanics or machines or even electronics, they will say like, oh, ni kerja laki lah, perempuan patutnya science, jadi doktor, jadi lawyer, or being a housewife. So what is your advice to girls like me or other people who have interest in tech to begin?
Okay, so I've always been asked this question, and I know it's a phenomena where girls do not. It's not the first. It's not the first choice to go into areas like tech, engineering, and so on. And I think there are many reasons to it. Some explainable, some unexplainable, but I won't get into that. So then I will just share with you how I think we can overcome it and how I have tried to overcome it in whatever position of influence that I can have. I mean, when I was in MDEC, I had a direct position of influence. Now I'm indirectly doing influence. But how I'm positioning it, and I think I'll use you as an example, Anis. I remember still your journey with Digital Maker, right? I remember, yes, you were curious, number one, but the way I think to position tech for everybody, but especially for women, because they have this kind of a mental block towards anything technical, is to position it as a problem solver, not to position it as tech for the sake of tech. Because if you're not the sort that loves to do tinkering of things and so on, then you wouldn't like tech. But if I tell you that tech can solve almost all the big problems of the world, and the world has a lot of problems. We talk about problems of inequality. I mean, look at the SDG goals. I mean, I hope every young person understand the 17 pillars of SDG, which really outlines the world's problem, right? So you have gender inequality, you have poverty, you have climate crisis, you have so many. I mean, said the 17 goals, which translates to the goals in which the problems have to be solved. Kan? So if you position it like that, then I think you have the passion. Like you, Anis, right? I remember your project, that vest, I mean, she was a digital maker movement, and she came up with the project to say, how do I help cool down people who are working under the sun? And you came up with that problem statement, and I thought that was an amazing. And I think you came in top 3 or something, right?
I got second place. My team got second place.
Yeah, you got second place. The first place actually was this young boy who did the garbage recycling, decompose.
Decompose.
So that is your journey, and you have the passion. I know you have the passion to solve problem, but now you've got to go through the learning. And I know it's boring. I know you're struggling sometimes, and a lot of students struggle with the learning. And I think there is also a case where universities need to also inculcate inside their course elements of the problem solving. And I think they are trying to, although it's not easy to do that, but I think you just go through this learning, which some people find boring because you don't like the tinkering kind of thing, right? But just go through it, bite the bullet, learn, because it's like skilling yourself, right? You actually have the race out there to go to, and you're just getting yourself ready. Just like when you want to run a marathon, right? You don't go straight away run the marathon. You go to the boring stuff of warming up, cooling down, having to tone up your muscles and all that. Then you go and run, which is what you love. So I think that is how I think needs to be done, Anis. Solve the problem. And women have got half of the population. Women, so the influence of women is half of the world. And if you think about the influence of women as mothers, right, that is more than half. It's like almost it's multiplied, right? So women needs to come to fore to say that, okay, there are problems to be solved, and innovation is the way to solve problems. Innovation is what is innovation? Innovation is just about solving things, in a different way. And digital innovation is one of the most powerful things that's coming forward. So that's basically it. If you ask me, your journey, which is find the passion, you have the curiosity, you find the passion to solving problems. Now you're going to go through the mundane thing, the boring thing, get over it so that you can really prepare yourself. Then go out there and go and do your thing, which is solving the problems. Go find a job, find your purpose, and go and solve the problems using digital innovation. Macam lecture pula, Anis, sorry.
No, yes, I agree with you, Dato. Like, okay, in my early journey when I was in school, I have a lot of problems to solve. I love doing things, I like to create things. But when I came to university, I don't have that opportunity yet because I'm currently polishing up my skill. Yes. I'm learning new things, like for you say, like this, the boring phase, right? Yes. And I shouldn't think that this is like a negative thing. I should think that this is my opportunity to gain new skill, to polish my skills, so that when I came out from university, I can be, one of the greatest employee or the greatest, startups after I go out from university.
Absolutely. Just bite the bullet and do this, because it's just like like I said, like you run a marathon and then you don't have the techniques of strengthening your muscles. You tak boleh. You cannot sustain, kan? So, but siapa suka nak pergi tu nak muscle, siapa suka nak warm up, right? But you just have to do it.
Yes, I agree with that.
Just keep your eye on the purpose of what you want to do, because a lot of people think that getting a university degree is an end. To me, getting a university degree, and I wasn't the best student either, okay? I was just like a core student, I was studying by objective, and my objective was exactly that, to get enough skills to be able to do what I want to do after I come out of university.
I see. So yeah, like I would also like to look at about the mothers, right? About housewife. Like you cannot say like mothers or housewife actually don't have the passion to innovate. For me, like if you are a housewife and you have children also, and like you have problems within your house, like you have a lot of chores and you need to take care of your kids, and you create a solution for that. So you are being like a problem solver also, not for being in the tech, but it's actually in your house.
Yeah, I think to me being a housewife is probably the hardest job. I don't think I can do it. But you're absolutely right. Innovation comes in every way, I mean, you say if you stay at home mom, they call it, stay home, a stay at home mom. The influence that I mean, all mothers, but especially stay home mom, because of the fact that you spend more time with the kids. There's so much influence to it, and like I said, innovation is about also the start of innovation is really about thinking it in a different way. So challenging yourself, challenging your kids to look at things differently, to think about it out of the box thinking, to always challenge perspectives. I think that is a very more important or equally important as like what you say, a mom can also innovate. There are so many ways in which you can apply the technology, the innovation, macam, how do you, a lot of people right now use apps. Even my mom now, and she's already 80 plus, my mom and dad, they are now learning how to use a lot of the apps at their disposal. So you're absolutely right, Anis. Everywhere, not just necessarily that you are that you have to be there's no term as an innovator. Of course, when you innovate like Elon Musk, probably they will call you an innovator, right? But innovation happens every day.
I agree with that though. Okay, so go back to what we said, like about women in tech career. So we have a question about that. Like, can you share with us about career in tech and why it is important for girls to also have ambitions of tech career? And I also want to add, do you know like any position in the tech industry that you didn't see any woman actually involved yet, and maybe you want to shout out to all the women out there or the girls out there who are striving to be in the tech industry, like you can try this position, and I want maybe one day I will see you as the first woman in this position.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting. Okay, let me try to answer that. But first, before that, let me just say that tech kan dia ada dua track, right? Satu track ialah as for you to become in the tech industry, but tech itself is an underlying enabler for all industry. So sama ada you are a lawyer ke, you are a accountant ke, you need to understand tech, the importance of technology. And there's one track within tech. There are many tracks. There's a lot of things macam blockchain, and this is to directly go answer your question. Yeah. Out of all the buckets of digital innovation ataupun the tracks in tech, kan, you've got so many things like blockchain lah, you have got cybersecurity, but the one thing that I think is going to be so fundamental and it's going to be the most disruptive and the most immediate disruptive punya technology is AI, artificial intelligence. AI is going to cut across everything that you do, everything that you will do right now. From your phone is already AI enabled, through if you use your personal digital assistant, Siri and all that, right? So this is going to be the most immediate. So I would say that what I would want every woman, every girl to do is to really get involved in artificial intelligence. Because that is almost saying macam dulu kan. It's like saying that, oh, you need to know how to do spreadsheets, or that's not a very good example. But it's like saying that, it's something so fundamental that you just need to understand it, and there are various tracks in tech as well. And technology, in AI. In AI, you've got the element of the engineering side, because you have to do software engineering, data engineering, and so on, right? But you also have the analytics component. And I think this is where a lot of girls with their very analytical mind, I realize, and I'm generalizing, of course, girls have got a very strong analytical mind and very detail-oriented, right? I think this would be perfect for them to become data scientists, become data analytics, and together with the engineering part of AI, they can work together to solve the world's biggest problems. So I think AI is where I want to have every woman to be to be engaged in, to lean in. Right. And the other question about where do I see, what do I want to see? The first woman to head a unicorn. I would say this is what I want to see, right? The first woman to do a startup that is going to be valued at $1 billion. I mean, Malaysia now has got one company, well, two, I think, if you count Aerodyne and Carsem. These are the two companies that are that is in that category lah kan. But I do want to see a woman actually leading up to it, to become a startup, because I think startup is really where it's very exciting. And I also want to see a woman actually championing or being ahead. Be ahead of of this big multinational. Why can't a Malaysian woman be the managing director of Google, let's say, right? I think now, there is Nicole. Nicole now is the country head for Facebook. I tell you, Facebook, which is now Meta, I suppose. But I do want to see more. I want to see people in this group coming up to live. But tech is so widespread. So to say that I want one person to come up in this, those are my choices. To be a unicorn CEO, startup CEO or founder, and also to hit multinational. But there's so many. I also want to see, I am very, very inspired by people like Vivi Yusof, for instance. Yeah, Vivi Yusof, she is in the area of e-commerce, in retail basically, but she has combined really the element of creativity and retail and fashion and all that with technology. Fashion Ballet was one of the first local e-commerce sites in Malaysia. So yeah, I want to see those kind of pioneering in whatever area. And tech is so broad, it's so wide, it's so broad. So find a passion and just be damn good at it. That's what my wish is for all the women.
I see. Yeah. Recurring when Datuk said about Datuk want to see women in AI, feel, right? I feel like, okay, you already say out the whole plan. The woman should be do this. So we can create a group of AI women, women who excel in AI. So
they already is, by the way. They already is. I think it's called Women in AI, basically that. So, I would encourage you guys to find out more about it.
Yeah, so women out there, girls out there, if you have interest in AI, if you think that every time you use Siri, you use Bixby, or even you use Google Assistant, and you think like, okay, how does this operate? How that Google or Siri know what I want, like understand what I think? So maybe put your curiosity there, put in your passion so that you can excel in AI and so on. And talking about, I want to catch one phrase that you have said is unicorn. Okay, I just want to specific that because we have teenagers, secondary schooler, primary schooler who listen to this talk, right? And probably some of them don't know what's the meaning of unicorn. Probably they think like, boleh jadi unicorn? Saya kerja nak jadi unicorn ni. So maybe Datuk can enlighten us what the meaning is unicorn, because I know that unicorn is like universal icon, like yourself. I will say like you are a unicorn.
Okay. Unicorn. Sorry, because it's such a widely used term, but I forgot that it is such a tech term. So unicorn. Unicorn is basically this rare breed, kan? I mean, it's also mythical, but the analogy is that, this is a rare breed of people out there, founders who has developed their business to the level where they are valued. When you grow a business, kan, they will say, oh, this company, bagus ni, so I rasa ni value how many million, let's say. Because they do projection of how much money they can make, and so on and so forth. So, of course, companies like macam Grab and Uber, they are already now valued at berapa, I think dia berapa dah kan. Tapi the basic thing for unicorn is that you must be valued more than $1 billion US. So that's 4 billion ringgit, kan? That's valuation. So in Malaysia sekarang ni, the company, I think the one that got that kind of valuation is a company called Kasem. Kasem yang buat the platform to do car dealings, kan? So I think there are a few more, but I mean, 1 billion tu memang banyak lah kan. But I think even I'm really proud also kalau company yang, kalau you startup, when you want to go out there and raise money, kan? Because you say, okay, I want to solve this problem. Macam the Kasem tu, I think they not solve the problem of people who want to buy and sell cars, but it is not very efficient because you got to go through dealers lah and so on and so forth. So try to solve that problem to make it more efficient. So they buat that, and then they got to say, okay, I've got this vision, and you want to then get them to get investors to come and fund your vision. Now, that is what funding, valuation, and unicorn is all about.
I see. So yeah, I think all women startup around Malaysia, you can actually put that the statement that Dato' Yasmin said that okay, to get the evaluation of being a unicorn, you need your startup should be worth the value more than 4 billion ringgit. There's a lot of money, okay, and that it's not like when you close your eyes and you open, 4 million already in front of you. No, it comes with hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. Getting your startup to be well known by others, well known in Malaysia, if you can, well known in all of the world, so that you can increase your value and maybe you can be a unicorn. So I think the simplest way to actually to explain about unicorn is that unicorn is a very rare
It's an inspirational.
It's inspired.
Kalau you not reach for 4 billion ringgit, tapi if you can get 4 million pun in your first few years, that's already an achievement, right? So you always aspire to be something, but then you work towards it, and that takes step by step by step. But the point is, I want girls to be inspired to go into entrepreneurship, to solve the problems, and to find problems to be solved, and to really put your passion behind it and create, because entrepreneurship is about value creation, kan? So how do you then create the value towards your solution? Okay, I think maybe I'm talking too geeky. Sorry.
No worries, Dato'. At least I think that it's unicorn. At first I thought like maybe it's an animal, like should I be an animal? But then I remember, unicorn is like universal icon, that you are something that people will look at you as like a rare value, something that are rare to be found. So let's proceed to our next question. So after this, our question is more towards like the gender inequalities, like how perempuan, perempuan, women, girls are being biased, in the industry line and so on. So I have this one question from our viewers that I want to ask Dato'. Okay, the question is, we always see girls being the first in class. Yeah, I won't doubt it. Even I also try to excel myself, being the third in class, the second in class. If I have number one in class, my parents will be so, proud of me. And then in academics, but we see the immediate decline of women in higher position line. So my question is that, what do you think is the setback of these outstanding girls who got vanished in this tech career? Does the community lacks in nurturing and identifying them?
Okay, all right. So I think there are two answers to it, two perspectives that I have for that phenomena. Yeah, the first is that I think the way, and I've been very openly critical about the way that we have been looking at evaluating the performance and potential of our talent, our young talent, purely through exam. So if you were to say they got first, second, I mean, they are always first in class, that is because they got the highest achievement in exams, right? And this will then skew the advantage towards people who who just read and who just memorize and who just say that I give you an example, right? I was teaching my son, and I try to not have my son. I mean, he's not the best in school, because, and I tell you the reason. I mean, I was teaching him masa dia standard berapa tau. I was teaching him history, and then history about how at that time the Sultan of Kedah lost Penang, or rather gave up Penang to Sir Francis Light. So it was telling the story of how it happened and so on and so forth. Then the question was, apakah ciri-ciri daripada Sultan Kedah yang membuatkan penyerahan, yang menyebabkan penyerahan Pulau Pinang kepada Sir Francis Light. And the expected answer was that, the ciri-ciri dia nak ciri patriotism, dia ciri nak because that was what the book was trying to get him to say. But my son's answer, ciri-ciri kebodohan. I mean, that was really, he put that, ciri-ciri kebodohan. And I wanted to scold him initially, because you tak baca ke? Kan ini kadang-kadang dia dah kata 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but I said, I think it's stupid. And he would have got 0 for that. But, so that means people like him would not be 1, 2, 3 in the class. So that's why I think, when I talk about curiosity, about there's no right or wrong in this, so I think what needs to be done is, if you were, I always ask this, if you were to revamp the exam, to kata the evaluation kepada maybe exam, and the other one is maybe having this kind of conversation. You talk about your ideas, I will give you a topic, any topic, and then ask you to think about it and curiosity. I wonder who are the people, how much it will shift. Those people who got number 1, 2, 3 tu, kalau kita tukarkan the evaluation kepada not only the fact that you learn how to do all these things, tapi also how you are curious about certain topics, the way that you think about certain things, right? If you do that, would it still be the same? I don't know. So I think that's one comment I want to make. The other comment is about the drop off, and I think these are maybe not tak semestinya related though, because when there is a drop off in terms of I think now in the university too, there are like the percentage of women there is very high in Malaysia, one of the highest in the world. I think about 65 to 75%. I'm not sure what is the latest now, but still very high. Then when you go to the workforce, and it depends industry by industry, but I think women coming into ada a bit of drop off. It's a bit drop off, right? Like I think in the IT industry, people who coming to the industry, I think it's okay, about 45% to 50% are women, roughly. Like I said, I don't know what the exact figure is now, but during my time when I was tracking these numbers, I believe it was like that. Then you start to go up and up and up. Then you see the drop off. Now there are many reasons to it, okay? And this is what I do in women empowerment. I always push that. First of all, women must want it. Sometimes women pun dia tak nak. Dia kata, I mean, you heard this very famous that I always use. It's a very cliche thing, but I always use it. Kalau let's say lah, kalau job kalau ada job posting, katakan this job requires, these are the 10 criteria for you to do this job. Somehow kalau a guy goes in there, and nothing against guys, but which I think this is correct attitude. The guys go in there and say, oh, I got 7 out of 10. I'm going to go for it. But a woman goes in there and says, alamak, I will have 7 out of 10. So this confidence is something that women, because women have got girls, especially high achieving girls, they have got very high expectations of themselves. And that sometimes turn into something negative. So I think that's one on the part of the girls. They must be more confident. That's why if you read girls, you must read this book by Sheryl Sandberg that talks about lean in. There's a lean in movement. So it's all about giving girls the confidence to go for it, right? Then the other part is the part where the organization, the industry, the organization, the workplace themselves is too man-dominated right now. Like when I got to go up where I was in HP and Microsoft because they have this diversity agenda. Dia mengatakan we want women. We want to have X% of women in the management team. And the reason is because they need to give the opportunity for women to go up there. Kalau lah it's all the men's work, then the women tak boleh break. If you are like, if there is a world of black ducks, the white duck will feel very alienated. So the white duck, itik warna putih tu, dia tak akan try to masuk. Dia akan jadi macam, I don't know whether I want to go in. Then forever, the black ducks are going to be dominating. So that what's needed is that the white duck must want to go in, and the black ducks must make way and realize that we must help this white itik warna putih ni sebab dia different, sebab dia tak ramai sangat orang. Because I kalau masuk in all of my I always go into a room full of men. So it's up to me to be brave about it, and over time, masa I first started my career, I just have to be brave. Nobody cares about me. But over time now, I realize that a lot of the people in the room, the men in the room are realizing that I have value. As a woman, I have value. And then they are now helping me to get into the room, to get more comfortable, to understand the issues that I have as a woman, the things, the flexibility I need because I'm a mother, so all these kind of things has to happen. So I hope that is a long-winded punya way, there's a long answer to it, but basically 2 things, if I were to summarize it. One is that the woman must have the confidence, and the other part is that the environment must realize that you need women in the workforce. You need women in the workforce. Basically, that's it, across all levels, because women bring with it a different thinking, the diversity of thinking. If you have a room only of men, or even a room of only of women, that's also wrong. It must be a mixture. The diversity, the richness of diversity is important. Okay, I hope that answers it slightly.
Yeah. It's very fully answered. If I can give 10 marks from that answer, I would give 10 out of 10. It's full of explanation there. So like what we can conclude from what Datuk said, like about, girls being, excellent in academics, is because probably we have, a lot of expectation from our parents, from people around us when when they see us like, oh, you're a girl, so I know you can be first in class. So we tend to try to be perfect in school. Like we try to excel in ourselves in academics, but sometimes we forgot that we also need to excel in our skills, with our social skill, with our passion, thinking skill, knowledge. So the drop is because actually girls is only focused on study when they were asked, to do something else. Like, okay, I want you to create something. I want you to do this, to do that. Some girls have the theory, but they cannot do it physically. They cannot do it like practically. So that is why. And talking about confidence, like how girls should be confident when they want something. It reminds me when I was searching for a part-time work. And when I was searching for part-time work, I saw this flyers that say like, I can actually get into this job, but there is one requirement that I actually feel like that one requirement I will get rejected. It's because it needs Mandarin. I need to know Mandarin to get this job. But then when I look back, I just think like when Dato said that I need to be confident, why don't I just get into that, job interview and say like, although I cannot speak Mandarin, but I have excellent in my English, so that I can actually communicate people with Mandarin through English, not just in Malay. So I feel like, yeah, why shouldn't I be confident? And talking about environment, yeah, if we have the confidence, we have the set of skills and everything, we are perfect. But if the environment itself not, helping us to be the one that we, the version that we want, it's still kind of like useless. Like if there is a company who is very excellent in AI or in data or in computer science, but they say like, okay, I want my company to be all men, I don't want to help women, then women cannot be excel in that company because it currently it's clearly did not support any woman, empowerment in that.
That's right. Well said, Anis. Exactly.
So yeah, I think so. We already gone through like the serious question. How about we go to a little bit of fun question? We have a bit, around 2 questions. They're quite fun for me. Okay, first of all is if humans could have superpowers and you can choose whatever power that you would like to be, embedded in yourself, what that superpower will be.
Okay. I think I was asked this question when I was really young dulu kan. We always think about it. Dulu I wanted to have the power to learn how to fly. I wanted to have that power to fly because then wow, I can really fly. Then I realized I'm mabuk. I get motion sickness. This AR, this virtual reality, you can put on the goggles and you can have the the simulation of flying kan. I'm mabuk, so I could not even stand that. So okay, that's out of the picture. So I think I'm an introvert actually. Not many people know because they think that I'm so like wow, but I'm naturally an introvert. I learned how to express myself. I learned how to be an extrovert, and I can be an extrovert, but I'm an introvert. So what I want to be as a pure introvert, I want to be invisible. So that's my superpower. I want to be invisible so that I can just do my thing, and nobody cares about me. Now you got to make sure that you personal, you can snow. I want to go out there in my pajamas and and watch people, and nobody cares about what I do. Okay, let's answer the question.
Yeah, I know that feeling like somebody, especially for students, university students now, we are like ODL, right? And we need to go presentation like through online. I wish that I have the invisibility, just pull from that class, and when the teachers say like, okay, where is Anis? You cannot see me, I'm invisible.
Yeah. So that, are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah, I'm a Harry Potter fan. I know the invisible clothes.
Yeah, I love it when I say, I want it, I want that.
Yeah, like for me, I would like to have the power of duplication, where I can duplicate myself, because I don't know why my life is actually, being destined for me to be so busy. Like I need to be in a certain place for like, I need to go there, I need to go there, I need to go this meeting, I need to go to this class. I really wish that I can duplicate myself and like, okay, you, and then you can go there, you can go there, go there, and then we come back together. Okay, what have you done?
You sound like a boss.
Yeah, so like the original myself can actually, sit down, do what I want.
Lepas ni, you don't have to duplicate yourself. They have this thing called subordinates, your teammates. So you can duplicate yourself in them if you're a good leader.
And also we can duplicate our money because I'm currently short of money. I think duplicate power is like, if people have that kind of power, everyone could be a billionaire, because everyone like
worthless.
Yeah, like money will be like, oh, I already have 10 ringgit. Okay, I can duplicate it 100 more times. Okay, I have a lot of money right now.
Okay, Anis, be careful, because that can be called counterfeiting, okay?
Okay. If you have that kind of power to duplicate money, please do it legal, okay? Don't do it illegally.
Okay, good.
Okay, so let's go to the next question. Okay, this is called kind of like a throwback question. If you had the chance to talk to your 16 or 17-year-old self, because most of our viewers is actually secondary schooler, and some of them are currently already passed their trial SPM, right? And they are currently trying to prepare themselves for SPM. So like, if you had the chance to talk to your 16 or 17 years old self, what would you tell her? What advice would you give her?
That's interesting. I always ask this question in my 20s. So if going back to my 20s, I get one simple answer, which is to tell myself to chill, because I was so intense at 20 something, the moment I came out of university, I was like, macam gitu-gitu je lah kan, because I didn't really like studying. But the moment I came out of university, it was like boom, 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 boom. And I had targets. I must do this by this age. That by this age. I must earn this kind of money by that age. So in the 20s, I would say chill. But in my teens, in my late teens, I would say, because it's the feeling that I had in my late teens was that I was feeling lost. I knew I want to succeed. I knew I wanted to be successful, but I didn't know what success was. I didn't know. And that's why when I went to university, I took my favorite subject, which was physics. So I was really, really, really lost because I didn't know. I was from a small town in Pasir Mas. And although I went to Sekolah Menengah Sains Kelantan, but I was lost. So my advice, if I were to tell my advice back then, is that I would actually do a lot more research. I would not just focus on the studies, but I would actually find out what was happening in my world. I would actually go out there and, at least you have access to internet right now. Don't just go and look into the social media of these artists and all these things, but also look at some serious stuff. Look into the things that would bring out, because you make it more meaningful. Make yourself a more meaningful person to the world. Understand what is it, because I remember I told you about passion, kan? You need to know your passion and curiosity. So as you go and try to find things out, go and find what are you curious about. Are you curious about issues around mental health? Are you curious around issues about climate change? Are you curious issues about food safety? The world is having this kind of problem where by the X number of years we could actually end up having no food, right? So understand all those things, understand countries that are going through issues right now, understand the issues about vaccination. Why are people against vaccination? Understand why was it that this suddenly we're having all this, the COVID. How did it come about? Was it coming? Have you gone to look at what Bill Gates said in the year, I believe 2016, he predicted this, why did he predict it then? So I think you need to go through. At that time, during my time, I didn't have this internet at my disposal, but I feel that I should have read newspapers. I should have, instead of buying magazines about, pop stars, I should have bought magazines around world, what's happening in the world. So I think I would have found myself a lot. I was lucky because of that senior who told me what to do, okay? I was blessed because I got, I still feel it's God's intervention to help me. But if I had done all that, then I would have known about some of these things. The computer science is the as and coming thing, and I would find out why, and then maybe I would have chosen that subject instead of physics. And I ended up choosing physics. So they said that, okay, you can choose physics. Ministry of Education will give me the scholarship, because it's a teaching subject. And then because of that, I had to take the scholarship. And because I wanted to go to the private sector, I paid my scholarship. I broke contract of my scholarship and I had to pay. I paid 70,000. Mula-mula sikit, but after a while, when I had enough money, I paid in full. It's a lot of money, 70,000. Now it's a lot of money even, right? But then it's a huge amount of money. So if I had done more study, more survey about what is it that's happening in the world, more attuned to what's happening in the world, I think I could have chosen that computer science, because I know, obviously, I love it. That's why I've been in it for 30 plus years. So, that's my advice to my 16 plus. Get yourself connected to reality a bit more. Jangan you try to study. I was active in study, I was active in sports, and I was active in, things like your version of BTS right now lah. I was I don't know what was the Bay City Rollers lah, or during those time, but I wish I had been more purposeful during my
Yeah, I think I can relate to you about that, because it's not a crime, it's not a wrong thing to to do what you like if you like, K-pop, if you like anime, or if you like fashion and so on, you can, go to that. Like I mentioned during our interview, like in Estrawani, that I've been asked, like, why didn't I actually, want to do like what girls do, like in fashion, in the K-pop and so on. And my answer is still the same, like, I can do that, but I need to balance out the interest on that and the interest that can bring me, some benefits.
Yes,
Like
yes.
probably if I interested in fashion and so on, I can be fashionable. But if I interested in fashion that can give me benefits, probably I can design my own clothes, or go research about other designers.
Yeah. And you must, at this age, you cannot say that, oh, if I like fashion design now, oh, that's it. You must be curious. Remember, talk about curious? Be curious about all other matters as well, so that you can understand, you have a broader perspective. And then eventually, if you really eventually only love fashion and that's it, then by all means. But give yourself the chance to understand a broader perspective about what you love. And let's say eventually, if you really love K-pop and you want to take music management, okay, fine, but give yourself a chance to understand what truly is your passion.
Yes, I agree with you, Dato. Okay, I think we're already almost around the end of our session. So I would like to ask Dato if you have any last, advice to the girls out there. Like, what is your hope to them? Maybe, your hope one day you want to see a woman who stands up, in a studio or or in a platform and, stand up like, Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg said, like, I have this new innovation, I have this new idea for the community, or any advice that you would like to give.
Okay, so I wish all of you the best. I wish I can be in the same room with all of you, then I can feel the energy. But now I can feel the energy of Anis. So I think you are representing the energy of everybody else, right? I really wish you all the best. I have such high hopes for you, but I would say that if I have to just leave you with two things, I would say that the first one is what I mentioned earlier, which is be curious and really understand what is it that you are passionate about, so that you can be guided with some level of purpose. Your life, the world is going to be so complex for all of you as you come out, and it's so easy for you to be swayed, for you to be bored, for you to be depressed. There's so many things that's coming, but understand what is thing that you are so passionate about, and that is come to a purpose, that this is my purpose in life, is to ensure this. My purpose in life is to help people with mental to help people to get mental wellness. My purpose in life is to make sure that farmers are able to increase their productivity and lead a better life. My interest in life is to make sure that the young children, the young people are able to get jobs. So have this sense of purpose, and I think that's number one. Without it, you don't have an anchor, and you have an anchor, it's so easy for you to be swayed. Social media has got a lot of its benefits, but it also has so much potential to sort of put yourself to be judged by people. And you always judge. You post something on social media, the best of what you can do. Of course lah, I pun filter out kalau nampak gambar I tak lawa, takkan I nak post. So everything, oh, she looks so nice. But padahalnya, I have chosen out of 10, I chose only one yang nampak gambar lawa. Kan? So you always compare the worst of you with the best of others. So it's so easy to get swayed, to get depressed, to get disillusioned if you go on this without a purpose. So that's number one. Number two is that, I talked to you about, I want to see somebody who wants to be who can be the founder of a unicorn. Yes, I do want to see all that, but what I want to see most is that you to be the best version of you. Just be that. Just be the best version of who you are. Right? And if you have uncovered yourself, what your purpose is, and you tell yourself, I want to be the best version of myself, because I cannot be somebody else. but just be the best version of myself. And this best version happened to be the best Mak Mithali, if that happens to be the best teacher, if that have the best of you happens to be the best multinational head, you know, by all means, right? But just be the best version of you. That's all I ask. 2 things from all of you. My hope, my dua for all of you too.
Thank you, Dato. If you say that the whole your whole life is been blessed by good advice, I will say today all the person all our viewers in Zoom, in YouTube, in Facebook, and also in TikTok have been blessed by your good advice. Okay, so yeah, it's really an honor to actually talk again with my idol here. Yeah, you're still my idol throughout my life ever since I met you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
For
you,
spending
everybody.
your time with us. Okay, thank you also everyone from our YouTube live, Facebook, and also TikTok live, and also our viewers in Zoom for staying with us and hearing all what Dato' Yasmin said. Hope that you can gain knowledge, take that advice. I would say every Dato' advice memang sangat berguna, sangat bermakna. If this is my event, I would like to talk to you with whole day, but masa mencuburi kita. So yeah, kalau ada apa-apa salah sepanjang saya mengenali sesi ni, maafkan saya. Itu semua salah daripada saya dan yang baik itu datang daripada Allah. Now I will give back the session to Bella. Thank you. Thank you, Dato'.
All the best.
Thank you so much, Anis and Dato' Yasmin. That is such a great session, actually. Actually, guys, we have another session at 2. So, I harap korang akan terus stay. And thank you so much, Anis and Dato' Yasmin. So, kita jumpa lagi pukul 2 nanti.
Alright,
Bye,
see you guys.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Genting. I'm a teacher and founder of Anything Creativity Education, a place where we focus on develop children's creativity. This year, it's our honor to be part of the MYDIGITALMAKER movement. End of this year, we will bring you a week-long virtual event. We name it the Anything Creativity Festival. Anything Creativity Festival, ACF, is a week-long free virtual event aimed to expose children to learn, play, and create on digital landscape and help them to develop emotionally, to be happy and creative. The event included hard skills like digital art, comic, music, storybook making, etc., and soft skills like emotional well-being. All of those workshops support the creative comic competition, where children will showcase what they have learned and stand a chance to win a prize to help them continue their digital journey. We have been impact more than 500 individuals from public to international school, leading children to see how ideas fit into the big picture. Be goal-driven and value-driven with our creative classes, We More Max Camp and We More Max Camp throughout those years. Students are happily produce creative and awesome creation with us under our creative program. All that we do are aligned to our core mission to let children be happy and be creative. If you feel that what we do is fun, benefiting you and your children, come and join us at Anything Creativity Festival. Here, you get to learn creative multimedia classes with anything teacher and guest teacher and coach from different industry for free. Plus, you also stand a chance to win a digital drawing tablet and class voucher to kickstart your digital learning. Sounds cool, right? Come and join us. I will see you there, okay? See ya!
such an exciting program that I don't really want to miss.
Have many advantage. I can learn many things. I'm looking forward to join more.
For future skill tu memang lengkap lah. So, saya boleh ikut website ni terus belajar lagi.
Pada 24 hari bulan Februari 2020, DG, MDEC dan UNICEF bersama Arus Academy telah melancarkan program Future Skills for All di Sabah. Sejak pelancaran sehingga hari ini, program FS4A telah membantu guru-guru dan murid-murid dalam proses pengajaran dan pembelajaran subjek pengaturcaraan. Pada tahun 2020, portal FS4A telah menjejah 190,000 paparan halaman, 22,000 pengguna unik dan kadar penyelesaian kursus mencapai 36%. 92% pengguna portal FS4A berasa puas hati dengan kandungan yang disediakan. Salah seorang guru mengatakan bahawa, "You make it easier. It's so much fun. I always thought computer programming is hard." Murid turut menyokong dengan mengatakan bahawa saya sangat menyukai kaedah penyampaian maklumat yang ringkas namun padat dan mudah dipahami. Portal FS4A mempunyai 4 siri utama iaitu Microbit, HTML, Python dan SQL. Semua aktiviti pengajaran dibina berdasarkan DSKP subjek berkenaan termasuk subjek RBT tahun 5, ASK tingkatan 1, 2, 3 serta SK tingkatan 4 dan 5. Setiap pengajaran mempunyai 1 video tutorial, nota pengaturcaraan dan kuis pengajaran untuk menguji pemahaman murid. Murid dapat menyemak keputusan sendiri di portal semakan keputusan dengan menggunakan email mereka. Guru turut dapat memantau kerja murid melalui portal semakan guru berdasarkan kod sekolah, email guru atau kod unik guru. Kini pada tahun 2021, bermula dari negeri Perlis, kita ingin memperkasakan semua anak murid di Malaysia untuk menguasai sekurang-kurangnya satu kemahiran pengaturcaraan. Dengan sukacitanya, di bawah program Future Skills for All, kami melancarkan gerakan pengaturcaraan #bolehkod. Anak-anak murid di Malaysia, adakah anda sudah bersedia? Anda boleh kod, saya boleh kod, kita boleh kod. Ingin tahu maklumat lanjut? Layari futureskills.moi-gl.edu.my sekarang.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to make sure everybody can actually hear me. So do give me like some response on Facebook. Like just say yes if you can actually hear me. Okay. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I can see everybody can actually hear me. So, first of all, thank you very much for taking your time to join this free webinar session brought to you by iTrain Malaysia. So, today we're going to talk about the Parent's Guide to Google Classroom. So, because we know that there are a lot of parents, you guys are actually struggling during this MCO period. It's simply because like your kids are actually home and they need to still learn from the teacher. So one of the most commonly used tool in Malaysia is actually Google Classroom that's actually being used by most of the government school teachers. So and also at the same time, there are a lot of international schools are using this tool as well. It's because this is a very straightforward and easy to use, very user-friendly tool for both parents and also students as well as teachers. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Wayne and I'm a Google Certified Trainer and Educator. So my main job is basically to make sure teachers are having a good environment, I would say a good digital environment to teach in the classroom, and also to ensure the student to actually have safe tools to use in the classroom. So that's why I'm here today presenting to you this session. So while I'm actually talking, please feel free to send in your questions via Facebook Live if you are on Facebook. And for those of you who are actually on our Google Meet session, please feel free to send in your question as well. I will try to answer all the questions that you guys have by today. If not, you can always drop us an email after this if you have any question. So first of all, let's take a look at like Google for Education. So the CEO of Google actually said that technology alone will not improve education, but it can be a powerful part of the solution. So as we all know that like nowadays, because of the technology, like kids, I'm pretty sure that most of them they have like at least one smartphone, okay, or some of them they even have like one iPhone and actually one iPad, one tablet as well. So but very often like a lot of parents when they buy devices to the kids they think that it's good, okay, because it's a new technology and the kids need it. But here comes one problem: they do not know how to actually utilize it for the daily learning. Just like recently, like when we have MCO started, um, everybody just start to get panicked because they are not sure how should they actually start using the technology that they already have on their hand. So they start to go around and ask, like parents, they start to go around and ask each other, hey, um, how how are your kids doing at home? Like how do they use Google Classroom for online learning? So it's so frustrating because we always cannot get to join the classroom. We always cannot receive the notification from the teachers when they assign an assignment and so forth. So we have to actually make sure that we have the right knowledge about the technology so that it can be very powerful part of our education. Okay, so let's take a look at what is Google Classroom. So basically Google Classroom is a free platform by Google that enables a teacher to create an online classroom area in which they can actually manage document to actually assign it, okay, to the students. So for example, right now everybody is actually staying at home and we are not able to go to the school. So but of course like the learning still have to keep going. So that's why the teacher, they are actually using this virtual classroom platform to allow the student to still receiving all the assignment and announcement that being made by the teacher. Okay, so basically it's an online classroom where students actually receive announcement from teacher, um, assignment, and also some learning materials, and also they can actually interact with other students and teachers within the virtual classroom itself. Okay, because they can always leave a comment, they can always like post something on the classroom stream to allow other people to put a comment to interact with each other. And later on, I will actually walk you guys through one by one of the main features that is very important for you guys to take note. So first of all, okay, I'm sure like every one of you here, if you are actually new to Google Classroom, or you never even like heard of it before, or never even seen it before, for sure you have a question: how do we start using Google Classroom? Okay, so the first step, we're gonna look at how do you actually access to the classroom platform. So basically there are a few ways for you to access to Google Classroom. So the first way is basically use your laptop, use your computer device to just type in like classroom.google.com, so that you can actually go straight into Google Classroom. Okay, that's the one of the most simplest ways. So the second way is basically, so when your kids actually log into their Gmail, okay, so they are given like an email account from the school, so they will have to log into the Gmail. So once they are in the email, if they are not able to see like Google Classroom platform, they just have to go to the top right of the screen. Okay, they just have to go to this part, the top right. They'll be able to see like there is a little 9 dot button, which is the Google Apps Access button, and they click on it, they'll be able to find Google Classroom app within the Google Apps button. Okay, so the next one is even more simpler. Basically, I'm sure like every one of you, you have mobile, you have smartphone, you have tablet at home. Basically, you just have to go onto your App Store or your Google Play Store to search for Google Classroom and download the app. So once you have the app on the phone, basically you can do everything. Your kids can actually do everything on the phone. Okay, so once you have the app, once you actually access to the platform, how what should you do to get started? So the first thing that you have to do is basically to log in, okay, to your Google Classroom. So you have to make sure the kids actually have the email addresses and password from the school, and then they will have to go to classroom.google.com or go to the app and type in the username, which is the email address, and then the password. Okay, once you log in, if it's the first time, you guys would definitely see a welcome message. Okay, so once you see the welcome message, you just have to click on accept. Then you'll be able to go to the next step, which is to pick a role. So in this case, do always make sure, okay, if you look at my screen here, do always make sure that you click on the left hand side, which is I am a student, because your kid is a student and they're not a teacher. So if they click on the teacher part, basically they will not be receiving any like classwork, so they'll be having trouble assessing to the work and announcement, because they actually become a teacher. So it will be very troublesome if your kid actually click on I'm a teacher, because you will have to get the school technical department to actually switch the role for you. So it will be very, very troublesome. So do make sure that once you log in, if it's your first time logging in, you see the screen to choose whether you are a student or teacher. Do make sure that to get your kid to click on I am a student. So once you click on it, and just click get started. Okay, so once you have logged in, once you have actually chosen your role, so the next thing you will have to do is basically to join a class. Okay, so because when you log into like a new Google Classroom account, basically you will not see any classroom over there unless, okay, you've been invited by the teacher and added automatically into the class. So but in this case, I'm going to show it to you guys, like how can you actually teach your kid to join into a class, like a new classroom. Let's say, okay, today the teacher actually created like a new class and require your kid to join into the class. So this is what you need to do. So on the screen itself, on the top right, you can actually see there is a little plus button. Okay, there's a little plus button. Once you click on it, you'll be able to see join class. So you just have to click on join class, and then oops, you just have to click on join class, and then you'll be prompted to key in the class code. Okay, so what you have to do here is to get a class code from the class teacher. So what is a class code here? So a class code is basically a 6 or 7 letters or numbers code that you can actually get it from a teacher. So basically this class code is automatically generated by the classroom itself. So only the teacher actually have the class code. So you have to get it from the teacher. Okay, so you have to make sure it's actually 6 or 7 letters or numbers. So it can be the combination, it can be just purely letters, or it can be just purely numbers. So you have to make sure that you get it, like whether it's 6 or 7 letters or numbers. Okay, so once you actually enter the class code, you just have to click join, and then you'll be added into the classroom. Okay, oops. So sometimes some of the people, some of the students, this one I always hear from the students, also the complaint from the parents is saying that I'm not allowed to join into a classroom. Okay, I'm having like error message. That's because, okay, you are actually logged in to the wrong account. So what does it mean you log into the wrong account? So you might be actually, so for example, today your kids are actually using your laptop device to log into Google Classroom. Okay, so to log into Google Classroom, and then in your browser itself, you actually have your own account logged in. So in this case, your kids might be actually accidentally click on your account to log into Google Classroom. So what you have to do is that you don't have to get panic. It's very simple. You just go to the top right, okay, and find the little icon, whether it's with your photo or whether it's with your initial letter of your name. Okay, when you click on it, you'll be able to see this email account that's currently being logged into your Google Classroom. So once you click on it, okay, if you find that, okay, this is not the right account, for example, this is not your kid's account, so you need to switch it to your kids account in order for your kids to be able to join into the Google Classroom. So you just have to click on add another account. Okay, then you will just have to re-key in all the email address and password and log in, and you'll be able to log into the right classroom. Okay, so for mobile device user, how do you actually add yourself into the classroom? Okay, this is for the kids. For example, okay, today I'm actually already logged into my Google Classroom account through my Google Classroom app. So when I'm there, so I scroll to the top, I can see there's a plus button. I just have to click on the plus button and hit join class. Okay, once I hit the join class, again, I'll be prompted to enter the class code. So as you can see, there are explanation here at the bottom. Okay, use a class code with 6 to 7 letters and numbers. Okay, and no spaces or symbols. to actually put in your class code and hit join button, then you'll be able to join into the classroom via your mobile app. Okay. So just in case I missed out any of your questions, so let me just take a look to see if I can see any of your question. Okay. So a lot of people are actually asking for the Mandarin session. Okay. So for the Mandarin session, you'll be conducted on next weekend. So not to worry, for those of you who wish to join again for the Mandarin session, please feel free to join us again on next weekend. So we'll be having another same Google Classroom for Parents session in Mandarin. Okay. And of course, you're still welcome to actually stay on with this English session so that you can actually see, you can actually look at the steps that you can actually use Google Classroom. Okay, so, okay, let's see what else. Okay, so far there's no other questions, so I'll keep going. So, okay, next step. So next step is basically how do you, okay, let's see. Okay, the next one we're gonna talk about notification. Okay, I'm sure like a lot of you might be wondering like, hey, let's say I have the app already installed on my phone or on my kid's phone. How do I know when the teacher actually assigns something to my kids? Okay, so this is one of the most commonly asked question from the parents or from the even from the students. They always ask me like, how do I know? So basically, when the teacher assigns something, whether it's announcement, whether it's assignment, or like classwork to the kids, okay, the kids email will actually receive notification like this. It will say new assignment, okay, with the name of the assignment within the email itself. And let's say if it's an announcement, the teachers are trying to announce something and are trying to pass a message, so your kid will actually receive an email called new announcement. Okay, and let's say if like it's a class invitation, so your kids are basically being invited to join into a class, so they will receive an email, okay, which is with the title class invitation and with the name of the class. So what they have to do is just simply click on the join button, okay, then they'll be automatically added into the class. Okay, so once your kids are actually in the class, what do you guys need to know? What do you guys need to understand? Okay, basically, there are three very simple things that you guys need to know, need to understand, which is stream, okay, classwork, and people. So stream, classwork, and people. So for those of you who are actually using mobile app, you can actually find the three different tabs at the bottom. Okay, and for those of you who are using the web version, the desktop version, you can always find it on the top of the class. You will have to go into the class in order for you to find these three tabs. Okay, let me have a little bit of explanation to you. So what they are. So basically, stream is equivalent to our news feed on our Facebook. So basically on Facebook, on your news feed, basically you see everything, like whether it's your own post or the post of someone else, is all in the newsfeed, right? So assuming that stream here is actually the newsfeed of your Facebook, so you will see everything that posted by the teacher on the stream. Okay, so the next tab will be classwork, which I will actually go a little bit more detail later on by showing you a live demo or how it looks like in the classwork tab. So basically in classwork is where you can find all the assignment that assigned by the teacher. Okay, and also like let's say teachers actually assign some learning materials, you can also find it within the classwork tab as well. So people tab. So people tab is basically where you can find who is the teacher of this class. okay, and also who are the other students that actually within the same class as well. All right. So the next part, we're going to discuss about how do you join into a Google Meet classroom session. Okay, this is something very interesting because I do know that some of the teachers, they prefer to use Zoom, okay, but a lot of teachers nowadays, they prefer to use Google Meet session because Google Classroom actually has Google Meet link integrated within the classroom itself that allowed the kids to actually click on the link to join into the virtual classroom straight away. Okay, so for those of you who are not sure what is Google Meet classroom session, basically is like a video call. Okay, it's like a video call that allows your kids to be able to interact with the teachers, will be able to interact with other students within the same video call. So let's take a look at how can your kids actually join into the Google Meet link. So what they have to do is basically go to the class, okay, go into one of the class and scroll to the top of the stream, you'll be able to see this link over here. It's being called, okay, Meet link, okay, with the little video call icon on the right hand side. So you just have to click on this link to join into the Google Meet session. So once you click into it, you'll be jumping into a video call. Okay, that's where the teacher actually hosting the class. Okay, and that's where all other students actually join into the class as well. Okay. So let's say if you're using a mobile app, so this is where you can find your Google Meet session link. Okay, so you just have to go into one class and scroll to the top. You'll be able to find the video call button on the top. So you just have to tap onto it and you'll be able to join into Google Meet session. All right. So let's take a look if there is any other question. Okay, so why sometimes I'm not able to join into the Google Meet link, okay, but I go to Meet directly, then I key in the Meet code, I'm able to join. So sometimes, because I just wanted to explain to you because this is like a new integration, new feature of Google that recently released just because Google wants to actually provide this service to um, allow the teachers and students to have a better distant and online learning experience. So this is like an entirely new feature. So there might be some bugs. So do actually be patient and and wait for like a few updates so that the problem can be fixed. Okay, but so far recently, like just recent 2 weeks, I have actually realized that there are a lot of improvement there, where there is no more like delay or there is no more error or any issue when joining into the Google Meet class, because I do actually admit that in the very beginning stage when this feature was being released, there was some error, but recently after a few updates, I realized that I noticed that there are a lot of improvement already. Okay, so and sometimes it could be the connection issue as well. So let's say if you're having like some slow connection issue or some Wi-Fi internet issue, so that could actually also cause the problem of you not being able to join into the call. Okay, also if let's say if you want to use it, if you want to have a better experience to use it on your mobile phone, you can also download the Google Meet app so that when you hit on this Google Meet link, you can be automatically linked to this app so that you can use the app to attend the virtual class. Okay. Okay, I can see that like some of you here actually say that, okay, you cannot see the video icon on the mobile app. Okay, let me explain to you why. Because some teacher, they prefer not to generate the link for the kids to join into the Google Meet link through Google Classroom. That's why you cannot see the button there. Okay, just want to explain to you that this link will only be visible when the teacher actually generate this link and make it visible to all the students within the class. Let's say this link is not being generated by the teacher and is not being made visible to the kids. Basically, you guys will not be able to see the button there. Okay? So the next thing, I'm pretty sure like a lot of you here, you are very, very interested to know is that how can you actually get informed about your kids' classwork or what's happening within the class? Okay, here we have a report called Guardian Summary, which you can actually provide your email address to the class teacher so that the class teacher can invite you into the classroom in order for you to receive like a summary report of your kids' classwork bi-weekly or bi-daily. Okay, so the report basically included missing work, upcoming work, and class activity. So this is something that is very cool because you don't have to go through like your kids' Google Classroom account over and over again to actually check how's the work going and what's the work like, whether your kids actually submit the work to the teacher or not, whether you have any announcement that you miss out. So once you have subscribed for this summary report, basically you can receive a weekly or daily email automatically generated by Google Classroom, okay, sent to your email that include the missing work, upcoming work, and also the class activity, okay, within the email itself. So let's take a closer look on this part. Okay, so basically this gonna be how, okay, the weekly summary looks like. So on the top of the summary, basically you can see the missing work from last week. So when it says missing work here, it means the work that's been due and your kids have not actually submitted to the teacher. So you can see that, oh, here we have two work here that needs to be submitted to the teacher, and the work that's gonna be due on next week. Okay, the reason why you can see the due date here is because all the work that being submitted by the teacher and also being created by the teacher and sent to your kids, it's being set with the due date. Okay, so that your kids are actually aware that when do they need to submit the work to the teacher. So and as you scroll down in the email, you can see other class activity from last week, because this is a weekly report. So you can see from last week, what other things been happening within the classroom itself. So for example, okay, there are some assignment from the US history subject, and also there are some questions that being asked within the class, and also from American literature subject. Okay, there is an announcement as well being posted on the 10th of August, okay, and so forth. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the email, let's say if you think that you do not wish to subscribe to this weekly summary again, okay, you do not wish to actually receive this summary again in the future, you can always unsubscribe it by clicking on this button. Okay, if you wish to subscribe it, you can always just keep it this way. So how, again, I would like to repeat, how do you subscribe to this email summary from the Google Classroom? So basically you need to provide your email address. Is your email address, not your kid's email address, okay? You have to provide your email address to the class teacher, and the class teacher will have to attach it with your kids' Google Classroom account so that you'll be able to receive an invitation email and say that you are now subscribed to the Google Classroom summary. Okay? So the next thing we're going to look at is I'm going to show you guys very quickly a few things that you need to know about Google Classroom. Okay, so for example, right now I'm going to show you some things that I've actually posted on the stream. So for example, here I get to see a new material that's being posted by teacher. Okay, when I click on it, I can see this is the virtual class recorded session that's been posted as a learning material from my teacher. So what does it mean here by class material? Okay, it means this is something that for your kids to be able to watch it over and over again as a revision, or whether sometimes they might be actually missing out some points from the previous class, from the previous virtual class, they'll be able to do revision from this session. So this can be very useful if the teacher actually record the virtual class and reposted it on Google Classroom to share with your kids. Okay. So, and also I can see there is an announcement that's been made by the teacher saying that, hello students, please watch the video attached below before our virtual class on Monday morning. So the teacher has attached a video, okay, onto the stream here as an announcement to allow the kids to watch. So basically they just have to click here and the video will actually be started to stream on the Google Classroom. And of course, they can leave some class comment as well. Hi, teacher. Okay. Watch the video. It's very interesting. So as a student, I can always leave a comment, okay, under a post. So there you can see I can leave a comment just like Facebook, just like any other social media as a student. And of course, I'll be able to see the comments from my other friends as well within the same class, my classmate. Okay. And also, when I scroll down, I get to see, so my teacher has just posted another new assignment, so which I can actually click on it to open up the assignment to see what's in it. Okay. And of course, in this case, I'm going to show you another easier way for you to be able to see all the works being posted by the teacher. So you just have to simply go to classwork. So it's the same on the mobile app itself. So you just have to go on to classwork tab, and then you'll be able to see on the top here the assignment, okay, and the bottom you can see the class material, the learning material basically. So how do you open up the assignment? You just have to click on it. You'll be able to see the questions and the instructions within it, okay, and then you can click to see view assignment, and there is a video attached here, and there is a document attached here that your kids can actually open up to edit it. Okay. So of course, your kids can also leave a class comment to interact with other students as well. So what does it mean here? So as you can see, class comments and private comments on the right. So what's the difference in between these two? So let's say if your kid is too shy to ask a question in the public, okay, they can always ask a private question directly to the teacher by leaving a comment on the right hand side here under the private comment section. Okay, just have to type in a question and click send. The question will be sent directly to the teacher without showing to other student, to other classmate. So if your kids actually leave a comment over here, you'll be visible to other student, other classmate as well. Okay, that's the difference. So let's say if this assignment actually require your kids to, let's say, take a picture or record a video and attach it to submit it to the teacher, how can you do it? So what you can do is that you have to click on the add or create button over here on the right hand side. Okay, then you'll be able to attach different type of files into this assignment and submit it as part of the work. All right, so you can actually upload it from your Google Drive, or it's gonna be uploaded directly from your device. You can always click file. So when you click on file, okay, you'll be actually prompted to select the file that you want to upload. Okay, then you just have to mark as done. So your kid have to mark it as done in order for the teacher to know that the work has been submitted. So this is a very important stage that normally kids forgot to do it. So, okay, I emphasize again. So once everything's been done, all the work's been created, all the work's been attached within this page, they will have to click on mark as done. Okay, so that the work will be actually marked as done, and the teacher will receive a notification saying that, hey, okay, this kid has already submitted the work. So, okay, the work is already been submitted. So once the work's been submitted, you can see handed in on the top right. Okay, so when you see this status here, it means handed it means submitted work. Okay, it means that done, everything's been done. So next thing, we're going to look at another class. We're going to look at another type of assignment. So let's say we go to mathematics. I go into classwork again, and I click on this activity and click on view assignment. Okay, as you can see, this one, it shows hand in, and this one, it shows that there is already a work being attached to here, but I haven't actually touched anything yet. So why is this case? Because this teacher has actually made a copy of work for everybody to edit, okay, within the class. So what the kid has to do is to click on the work here. Okay, when I click on it, it will open up the work, okay, within Google Driving itself. So if you guys are actually using tablet, for example, iPad, you'll be able to do some handwriting here on the top, okay, of this worksheet. And then the best part about using Google Classroom is that the kids don't have to click on any save button or anything. So they just have to do the work here. Okay, let's say they will need to type something. Okay, I'm just gonna type some work over here. So answer 2, for example. Okay, I'm gonna put in the answer over here and just leave it here. I don't have to click on any button like save or anything else because it's been automatically saved as long as you have internet connection. So what you have to do next, okay, is I just have to go back to the Google Classroom tab and hit on hand in. So you'll be automatically submitted to the teacher. Okay. So let's see if there's any other questions. So a lot of question over here. Okay, so somebody said, we need to download 2 apps. So what are the apps that you need to download? Okay, so I mentioned that the main app is actually Google Classroom, but the second app that I mentioned earlier is actually optional, which is Google Meet app. So Google Meet app will actually allow you or your kids to actually join into the virtual class via video call more easily. Okay, but it's not necessary. So let's say if the teacher is not using Google Meet to host a virtual classroom via video call, so you do not have to download this Google Meet application, okay? Because Google Meet application is purely for it is purely for video call only. But when it comes to like doing work, when it comes to doing assignment or classwork, everything is still on Google Classroom. Okay, so the two apps are actually Google Classroom and Google Meet. Okay, Google Meet, MEET. So, okay, yes, handed in means turn in. Okay, means I've already submitted my work to my teacher. So, and of course, if you look at my screen right now, you can actually see that there is an unsubmit button. So, what does it mean? It means that your kid can still unsubmit the work after it's being submitted to the teacher. Okay? Okay, you get it? So, it's basically, if I click on unsubmit, okay, I will unsubmit my work so I can still do like re-editing, okay, and then re-hand it into the classroom and hand it over to the teacher. Okay, let me see if there is any more questions. Yeah, a lot of questions over here. Okay, from there's another question, okay, from this from our friend here saying that if my kid doesn't show his work on the due date, okay, I'm assuming that you're asking that if your kid doesn't actually submit the work on the due date, okay, before the due date, so what will happen? So basically, it will actually give the teacher a notification saying that, okay, this kid actually handed in late. Okay, your kid will still be able to submit the work to the teacher, but it will be shown as late. So do take note on that. Okay. So I received a notification on my handphone, but why not? It's the same on the laptop or web. So if you're using the laptop or the web version of Google Classroom, you will have to receive the notification via email. Okay, so if you want to receive the notification like on time, I do actually strongly recommend you to download the app, the Google Classroom app on your phone, so that you can actually receive a notification anytime when the teacher actually assign any work or announcement to your kid. Okay. So, okay. So I'm sorry that let's say if I miss out your questions, do actually resend it again. If I will try my best to actually answer all the questions that you guys have here. So let me check what else. Okay, yes. So for those of you who actually for those of the kid who actually receive like a Google Doc work, so once you open up Google Doc, you will have to open this Google Doc in another app called Google Doc. Okay, so which is why normally I would actually recommend the students or the parents to actually guide the kids to use Google Classroom via laptop, because reason being is that laptop or even iPad, you have like big screen, you have a bigger screen, it's easier for you to do work. And secondly is that if you're using a web version of Google Classroom, you can easily click on any of the document and it will open up a new tab without having you to install multiple apps. Because I know that I do understand that downloading apps can be very troublesome for a lot of people. So you have to download like multiple apps, and sometimes you do not know which app to download. You're not sure. Sometimes you might be actually downloading like a wrong app or so forth. So that's why I strongly recommend you guys to actually use browser, okay, a web browser on a laptop to actually allow your kids to access to the Google Classroom and do the work. So it will be much, much easier. Okay, let me see what else. Okay, question from Po Hui Yap. Okay, can you confirm to subscribe to summary? As a parent, we only provide parent email to the teacher, and is the teacher to link and enable for the summary report? Is it right? Okay, so just to sum up to answer your question. So in order for you to subscribe for the parent summary email, so what you have to do is to talk to the teacher saying that, hey, I would really like to get an update regarding my kids' work. Okay, whether it's weekly or daily, that one you can actually set it yourself when you receive the invitation email afterwards. So what you have to do is just talk to the teacher, say, hey, I want to receive this summary report. So this is my email address. Can you please subscribe me into it? So teacher will be able to help you to attach your email together with your kids' email within Google Classroom from the teacher side. Okay, you cannot do it from the kid side, so you have to do it from the teacher side. And once the email is being attached to your kids' email, you'll be able to receive an email saying that, hey, your kids' teacher has just invited you to receive the summary report. So if you wish to receive it, bi-weekly, please click here. If you wish to receive it bi-daily, please click here. So you just have to select the frequency that you wish to receive the summary report. Then you'll be able to receive this email based on the frequency that you have set. Okay. Let's see what else. If the teacher didn't provide this hand-in button for assignment, do we hand in homework? So basically, from Jennifer Chan. So that's a very good question. Okay, basically this hand-in button, it's already there. Okay, as long as there is an assignment, you will see a hand-in button. So no matter what, so it's not something that's being created by the teacher or not created by the teacher, because this is not something that can be controlled by the teacher. But what can be controlled by a teacher is that teacher can assign the work to your kids. Okay, as soon as your kids actually receive like a work, then you'll be able, or your kids will be able to see this hand in button over there. So it will always be there. Okay, if you don't see a hand in button, okay, it means it's a class material, is not an assignment. Okay, let me show you the difference. So let's say if I go back to my class material. So when I talk about class material, it means that it doesn't require any submission. So it means that it's a learning material for the kids to refer, for the kids to actually look at, for the kids to actually read or to watch the video. Okay, so the icon should look something like this. If you look at my screen, okay, let me zoom in for you to take a closer look. It should look like a book with a bookmark. Okay, that should be the class material. So I know it looks almost the same as the assignment when you look at the classwork here, but when you click on it, okay, it shows at view material instead of view assignment. So when I click on view material, there is no hand in button. Okay, so that's the difference. So, and now if I switch back to assignment, so if I go to the top here, it's a different icon. Okay, it's assignment icon. Then it shows that view assignment. So when I click on view assignment, okay, because I already submitted, so it shows that unsubmit. All right. So you would definitely see the hand in button if it is an assignment. So, and once handed in, you will see the status here show as handed in. Okay. So let me see if there's any more other question. Are we able to see the history of the private comment sent? If and yeah, how long does the comment last? Okay. Okay, are you able to delete the message like WhatsApp in case wrongly typed or wrongly sent? So, okay, these are very, very good question. Thanks for asking. So, first of all, the comments will always be there. Okay, as long as the teachers they don't actually delete the class, basically it will always be there. Okay, it will be there like forever. Okay, because as long as you don't actually the teacher don't actually delete the class, it will always be there for you to see. And no, you cannot delete the question. Okay, what is the button called mark as done? That's a very good question as well. So when it says mark as done, it's actually the same thing as submit. Okay, the reason why you can see mark as done and also the submit button is that because when you click on mark as done, it means there is no work being attached here. Okay, when you see this button mark as done, it means there's no work being attached here. So if you attach something here, it will actually change to submit button. Okay, but it's actually the same function to basically notify the teacher saying that, hey, I have actually submitted my work. Okay. Okay, so Hui Chi, okay, I've created a Google Classroom, but can only see invite teacher and invite student where to add parents. So I'm assuming that Hui Chi, you are a teacher. So in this case, if you are not able to see like the guardian button to add the parents, so you have to go to people. Okay, you go to people here and to find your student. If you're not able to see the guardian button, you have to talk to the Google Classroom admin in your school to ask them to enable this feature for you. Okay, it needs to be enabled by the IT admin. So from IMay, I missed the early part of this presentation. Is there any podcast for today's session? So don't worry, we have this recorded and it'll be uploaded to our Facebook page and also to our YouTube page. And also next week, we'll be having another session in Mandarin. Okay, so you can always join us again. So what about the points besides okay the classwork title? So what's the point here? Okay, showing the classwork title. So basically these are the points that being set by the teacher, telling your kid how many points they get for this assignment. Okay, what's the score, what's the grade? So but of course for this part, it's usually depending on the school, depending on the teachers. It's not being looked at like the most important part of Google Classroom, because the points can be changed, the grade can be changed. So because this is actually not a test, right? So this is like just a homework and assignment. So to actually have more information, I would actually suggest you to consult the teacher. So sometimes you might be seeing like only 50 points. So maybe if you want to clarify, so what are these 50 points for? Like, how do you allocate the point to for my kids? So you can always clarify with the teacher. Okay. But from my experience, like normally a lot of teachers, they don't actually assign any points because this is like a classwork, so it's not like a competition, it's not like a exam, so it doesn't really require any points. That just need to make sure that the kids actually learn something, the kids actually able to do the work. Okay, so are parents allowed to join class without using kids login email? So the answer is no. So parents, usually you are not allowed to you're not allowed to join into Google Classroom. Okay, so only the kids with the school email, they will be able to join into Google Classroom. Okay, so I can see that there are some of the question that it's related to Google Meet. All right, so I'm happy to answer you as well this one. Okay, how many participants can you accommodate for Google Meet? So for now, okay, you can actually accommodate up to 250 participants within one Google Meet session. Okay, 250, 250. So question from Michelle Wu. So can teacher mute the student and disable the chat box? So are you talking about Google Meet? So if you're talking about Google Meet, yes, you can actually mute the student, but you cannot disable the chat box. Okay. All right, so I could say that I've actually pretty much answered like most of the questions, and also we have actually pretty much covered most of the things today. Okay, so just wondering if you guys have any more questions. I'll be giving like another 5 more minutes to answer any of the question that you have before we end our session for today. So question from Tang, Google Meet got any time limit per session? So the answer is no. So there's no any time limit for Google Meet. Okay, it can be as long as you want. All right. So what is the classroom folder? So basically the classroom folder that you can see is the folder that saves your kids' work. Okay, so whatever work that your kids actually submitted to the teacher is being saved automatically within the Google Drive of your kids' email address. So when you click on this folder, you can always find back everything within the folder itself. So all the kids that that's been assigned, that's been submitted, it's all within the same folder. Can student laptop hide the chat box? Yes. So anyone within the Google Meet can always hide the chat box if you do not wish to say it. To say it. Okay, let's see what else. So how do we find a recorded virtual class? That's a very good question. So so for the virtual class, if you want to actually, let's say you want to look back, all the virtual class have been conducted by the teacher, usually it will have to be reattached into Google Classroom by the teacher, or else you wouldn't be able to see it because everything is being saved on the Google side, sorry, on the teacher side. So you have to request it from the teacher. Okay, for those of you who are actually teachers here, I would actually recommend you to reattach your recorded virtual class into your Google Classroom as a class material so that, okay, your students can always watch again all the previous session that you already have in the past, so that they can always go back and do some revision. Okay. Sometimes after submitting homework and clicking done and logging off, the homework is shown as not done when we log on. Oh, really? So, so if that's the case, sometimes I've actually heard of the case before, but not many. It's because when they click on the submit button or mark as done button when they have like internet connection problem. So when this happen, your work will not be actually submitted to the teacher. So you have to make sure that you have a decent internet connection. So when you click the mark as done or submit button, so that it can actually go through. Okay. All right. So I guess like we have actually pretty much covered everything. And for those of you who actually wish to join again the same session but in Mandarin language, we are actually hosting one on next weekend. On next weekend at the same time at 11 to 12 p.m. We'll be talking about exactly the same thing but in Mandarin. Okay, so once again, thanks everybody for joining our session today. Do make sure that you stay safe, always keep social distancing, always wear a mask, and try not to go out if not necessary. Thank you very much for joining today. Okay, see you guys next week.
Jazari Robot ditubuhkan dengan tujuan untuk melahirkan generasi-generasi muda yang mahir dalam kemahiran STEM, iaitu sains, teknologi, kejuruteraan dan matematik. Dengan moto Develop Young Engineers, kami memfokuskan kepada pembinaan modal insan yang boleh mengaplikasikan penggunaan teknologi digital selari dengan Industry Revolution 4.0 atau IR 4.0.
Kelas robotik yang diadakan di Jazrul Robotic Academy adalah seperti yang dikendaki oleh konsep pembelajaran abad ke-21 atau PAK 21 yang menekankan aspek pembelajaran secara seronok dan santai. Kami memfokuskan kepada elemen 4C iaitu collaboration, communication, creative and critical thinking. Kami mengalu-alukan kerjasama dan kolaborasi dari pihak luar dan pengetahuan dalam bidang STEM, sains, teknologi, kejuruteraan dan juga matematik kepada anak-anak muda, penduduk setempat dan golongan dewasa untuk mengenali dunia digital pembelajaran, microprocessor, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, drone programming dan banyak lagi.
Semoga dengan sedikit usaha yang kami bawakan akan dapat memberi impak yang besar kepada komuniti setempat, kepada anak-anak muda yang akan memimpin negara pada masa hadapan, di mana dunia telah pun berubah ke arah dunia yang lebih kompleks. Robot, AI dan machine learning menjadi rakan baik manusia pada masa tersebut. Dengan belajar programming, coding robot, baru kita dapat mengawal robot dan menguasai robot.
Saya teruja, mudah, ringkas, padat. Jom belajar robot sama-sama sebab kita dapat belajar benda baru. And saya S.
So you might be wondering who is Peanut. Peanut is not a little peanut, but it's actually a person. She just have it happened to be like have the nickname as Peanut. Why Peanut? Or maybe why you might want to ask here. All right. So hello, Peanut.
Hi, Peanut. How are you? So our special guest is finally here. Hello. So I will have this talk. Hi, Peanut. My name is Riz.
Hey, I'm sure you remember me, right?
Oh,
of course. Hi.
So we missed you, Peanut. So actually, iTrain Kids not just we don't just have team lessons. We have coding running for quite some time now. We run coding classes. So Peanut here was
our previous student
and
at
also
Wing,
a star
and also
coder.
yes,
Right.
the
Star
star
coder.
coders.
Peanut has no idea what's happening today. So Peanut, we have a box over here.
Okay, for your information, this is all the STEAM kit, okay? And we
Ooh.
have 15 lessons.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys
Okay.
real quick what's in here. It's not just one, but tons of it.
There's
Tons of
many.
it. It's filled with all these small kits.
Yeah, this is only one of them
Yeah.
inside here.
So
Only
okay,
one of them.
I think you can get your hands into the kit and see what's inside.
Yeah, let's look at what we have now here over here.
Oh.
It's actually, it's
oh,
quite, okay,
here.
let me help you with that.
It's
Alright.
full of stuff inside, so
Yeah.
let's give Peanut a
Means-
little bit of time to
All
get
right.
them out.
What is this?
Alright, what is this?
It's paper. Blank paper.
Right.
And we have
And we have
a
this.
set of
More paper.
more paper
Even
and
more
With colors, right?
This is a poster.
What do you guess we're gonna learn about it?
It looks like a poster, huh?
Looks like a
It's
poster.
more like
Yeah.
maps.
It looks like
A maps.
a
So
map. Let's show them.
we're
how it
gonna
looks
learn
like.
about landscape. Okay, and we're gonna develop. So it's mostly involve all the architecture thingy. Alright, as
Ooh.
you can see here, maybe we're gonna put all the. We're gonna
Ooh.
design the.
What are these? We have pictures of cars and buses and roads.
Okay,
Really
so
cool.
you know what this thing all do? Okay, so you remember like we learned about that thing in the road, so you can see there's
Highways.
yes, highways
Okay.
and also electricals, that how they build the lamp on the road.
So you have like an ice cream stick, and then
Yeah.
you have like
Yeah,
strings.
drumsticks.
This is only part of it, so I
Right.
believe. All right.
So many colors. So
Whoa.
would all the different colors represent different things, Nina?
For the one as we learned in the lesson also, the string might represent some of the
Okay.
parts. So for example,
Let's
like
not
this
tell
string.
them the answer.
Oh no, I did.
And what's this? It looks like a belt.
A belt.
What do you
So it
think
will be
this
the
is
for
for,
the
Peanut?
Hmm. I don't know.
Maybe
Looks like a taekwondo belt.
you joined taekwondo?
No, I just see a lot in my school.
I was
okay.
about to ask if you are already in the black.
Yeah,
the
be
black
very
part.
careful.
Be careful, guys. Okay, so we actually have a lot of different kind of theme lesson. Maybe this is about architecture and design,
Right.
the road and all. So
Okay.
maybe we want to take out another.
Here, Peanut, all yours.
All yours, and you can choose a random.
This is
Okay,
the second
let me
one.
help you keep these
Okay.
so we don't mix them up.
All right.
Right, so here is
Okay.
the
Lesson number 2.
So what does it mean by this one? Is actually the level 1 and project number
2.
Right.
Right.
Ooh.
So yeah, as I mentioned previously, we have a different level. Like we have level 1 up until level 6.
Right.
Okay, so the simple one, okay, the level 1 you might start with simple project first. Okay, and for the advanced one, for example, like 5 to 6 level, you already start to learn about the most hardware part or maybe most advanced.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's open lesson 2, right?
This
Yep.
is actually the lesson 2.
Yeah, part
Okay.
project,
See
second
what's
project.
in part 2.
Yes, more.
Okay,
Okay.
so we do have a box set of.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, this is quite hard to open.
Yep.
It's full of stuff. Oh.
So what now?
So there's this thing.
So I think it's related with the previous, because
Yeah,
we
because there's
do have once again
another map.
another map.
So
Another
these
demo.
are actually continuous lessons that help them to
Maybe
revise.
just for the project number 1, 2, and 3, because we have a team lesson. For example, can you help me to show the first one?
Right.
Like this one, level 1. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is the starter. Okay, the starter kit. Even you can see the lights. Oh, this is interesting.
Ooh.
We have the battery.
We'll open
batteries here.
after this kit,
Okay.
right?
Yep. So
Okay,
this
so
one I
let's
think is the extension from the project. I think they're gonna focus only on one theme. All right, and then gonna share with them like how the city was designed, or actually the road was designed. So actually this is a different
Here
kind
we
of
got-
transportation.
here we
Just
got-
now we have car, and now we got
MRTs, the ones you see. Yes.
a railway.
A railway, that's cool. Train. So we learn about different transportation, but I think it's good that they have a continuation from lesson 1, 2,
Yes.
3, because it helps them revise what they learned last week,
And
then
also
try
it's
to
not
apply.
stop there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they apply the concepts and then they get to practice again.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
what else is in here? Come on, knock
Alright.
yourself out, Peanut. Don't be shy.
Whoa. Okay. More.
See, you can,
More
can
blocks.
see this is the
I'm
first,
excited.
even the first
Yes.
time that we look into this lesson.
This-
And also we had a set of blocks.
Yeah.
All right.
We've seen this 1,000 times, but every time we open it, we get excited all over again,
Yes.
right, Nina?
Yes, and also you can
You
come
got
up with
gold
Gucci
chain.
bag over here. There's a Gucci bag.
I'm rich.
All right, so I think there are always something they try to show up, like example, you want to apply that in your life, right? But we couldn't do it, so we built our own replica.
Right, like there's no way that we can try to build our own
Yes,
railway.
exactly. There's
and
no way you can
highways,
climb up everywhere, and just to show how electric works.
Right.
It might save, it might cause harm to yourself, so maybe they just come up with this instead.
Okay, so we have tons of wooden blocks in this lesson too.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's keep this away.
Can't find use for this. You can buy this for your kids.
Thank you, Peanut. She's doing
All right.
good.
So how about this one?
All right. This
This is the level 1, lesson 1. All right,
Yes,
so
the
this
first
should be the
lesson.
very first lesson. I think we open up from the backwards.
Yeah.
That's why it's already getting hard there. Okay, but don't worry about that.
No
Okay,
problem.
Let's see what we have on the very
Ooh.
basic scene.
Oh. All right. What's this?
Uh-huh.
It's just.
I
this.
believe it's actually a set of boxes that you actually can.
Oh
come
yeah,
up
you
with.
can like open
So it
this.
becomes a box.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
Ooh.
Let's check it out. What is more inside?
Flatten this first,
Okay,
and then we
let's
have
keep
this.
here.
Another set of boxes. Yeah, I
Ooh.
believe this to combine with that, I think.
Yep.
What is this? More boxes.
I remember this lesson is about like to show the stage color.
Ah,
Okay.
what
so,
else do you have in here? Let's
I guess we're trying to learn about the lights and the combination of color.
see.
We got this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the lights, right?
And then we got another one,
Another light. Yes.
So Nina,
and another one.
which part of STEAM is this? Which aspect of STEAM does
well,
this?
you know, it's obvious. Okay, so we have the engineering part here, the electrical,
Yeah.
engineering, and also we
Got
want to build
batteries.
our own, our own project. So we'll
Right.
come with the architecture part.
Right.
Okay, so also we are talking about the lights, right?
Mm-hmm.
So lights, and then where did you guys get the color? That's involved the arts.
So there's
right?
batteries here.
There's
these
lights.
There's
things,
extra
and
berries. So
lights.
actually
Sticks.
we can
Good.
try. Maybe we can try to.
Okay,
Try.
this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Oh, you remove that one. You remove that.
So there's a spring in here, right?
Okay.
In the spring.
A spring
Spring
inside.
inside.
Okay,
And
so what do we
remove
do?
the part. We remove the things color, and then we close it again. There you go.
Ooh, it lights up.
Yes.
That's That's
Do you do this?
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so you might take this one. Okay, with that, don't worry.
Peanut's having a
Blue
little
light.
bit trouble. Okay, blue
Okay,
light.
Yes.
so you might want to remove that white thing.
Remove the white sticker.
And then
I just removed
place
the
it.
battery.
It's okay, the batteries can be placed together again.
Don't be afraid to try.
Back forward. Do you think that's the right
It's
way?
Okay, so like
What
as you can
magic?
see here, they discover.
Money home. Wait, what? Oh,
I think the replacement battery replacement is a different way.
Yeah.
In a bit to the top. Yeah.
So you can see here that they won't always get
This one
it
is
right
on
the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to
exactly.
keep trying until we get it right.
Of
So
course,
that's the whole
that's,
point.
that's how you learn.
Yeah.
All right, money
What
home.
color is it? Do you guess?
No.
What color do you think that will
Okay.
be?
Teacher Nina maybe can help out.
Let me see. Okay. I think. Let me jump. Oh, we have the battery. So what happened when this battery? You have extra battery, right?
Right.
So yeah, we always have extra if the battery wouldn't work enough for you. So we can actually they also come with extra battery, so that will cover up for you when this thing happens.
Right.
So don't worry about that. Also, you can buy the battery itself.
Wait.
What color
Right,
is it?
so
Oh, it
these
just
are-
came out and then.
Yeah, these are really
What color do you
simple
think?
tools.
I saw it was green.
Yes, of
Green.
course.
Smart girl.
Ah, there we go. Let me
There we
just.
go. Just have to close the lid very tightly.
Okay, let me put these back now.
Oh, there we go. It's like.
Yeah, a bit tight. Some more. Some more. So some more. I wonder why they don't want to do it.
It's okay.
Camera shy.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit shy today. Let's pick another one.
All right. Wait. I think we had this already.
No,
This-
everything is different. Let's
Oh,
check
this
it
is
out.
different.
Yeah. Each kit is different. So there's a total of 15 in here. So we're gonna go through all of them. Okay, open up, Peanut.
All right.
What about this one? What's inside?
Yeah,
Let me check
some of the
that.
kit. Yeah, some of the kit also like it's quite a bit heavy. Some of it quite
light.
This one is lighter. It's
Ooh,
got this.
Okay. Yeah, what do you think about this? Oh, actually, it's stuck on the paper.
And then we have this as well.
Some other material.
Okay, let's show everyone what we have here. I think
What do
we
you
can.
think we're gonna learn? Okay, I remember
think
this
so.
lesson.
There's different colors. So I'm guessing it's about colors.
Yes.
Okay.
This is so sticky.
Yes, this sticky. Okay, I remember about this lesson. This is like trying to reflect the how was like you know you're familiar in the church. There is like
Yes.
some
Oh.
colorful glasses.
The
Yeah.
colored glass.
Yeah, the colored
3D
glass. So they
glasses.
try
Right.
to demonstrate. You want to do the 3D glasses?
3D glasses. Here you go.
Exactly.
So it works.
Does
Alright.
it work? Am I in 3D? Can you check?
No.
Still cannot tell. Okay, so by doing that, I think they're trying to represent like how these glasses things work on that. So actually, when you see when sunrise, right?
Yeah.
The light will come in the church and reflecting the glasses, the
Yes.
colorful glasses. So
Right.
I think they try to represent how what the beautiful colors will mix in when you try to reflect it.
Right.
Right?
Okay,
Yes.
this is nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's important.
Alright.
You can come up
What
with your
else?
own though.
What else do we have? Let's see.
Let's put this back first.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
To get all of them. I feel
Yes.
like want to do this.
I feel like a kid all over again.
You know when every time this is quite exciting.
Ooh.
Every time I do the lesson
Yeah.
with
Look at
our
this.
students, right?
Yeah.
They cannot wait for the next class.
Yeah.
Teacher, can I do it already? Come
Yeah,
on.
even
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
Like I wish I had this in school, but all we
Yeah.
did was
So-
read
Do you
textbooks.
have this
Yes.
whenever you
when you were
previously?
studying?
Nope.
No.
All right. Here we
So
go.
it's just newly.
Ooh,
Ooh.
something squishy.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
This is so squishy. What's this?
Okay, so
They come in so many
okay.
colors.
Can I open it up?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna open this with Peanut.
What
Because
have we
I
color?
wanna
Oh,
be
I
a-
like this color.
I wanna
pink.
be a-
Yes. Pink is very
I want to
nice.
be a kid again today.
All right, let's just
Can I
take this
smell
out.
this?
Be careful. You might don't like this.
Okay, it smells
Let's
like
take this
foam.
out.
Oh, it's actually this is one of type their like their
it's
plasticine. The clay.
Oh,
but they come with their own clay. It doesn't even stick to your hand.
Oh,
Yes, and there's no
it's-
color.
Oh,
It's a bit
that's
oily.
why they save it. It's safe for the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yes.
it doesn't mess up like our usual clay. We have it.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So you can take it out.
Oh no. You can
Okay,
take it
not
out.
too
and
much,
Not
just a
too much.
bit.
Just a bit. Take a
Yeah,
bit. Like
before things get messy.
Yeah, exactly.
So this
Peanuts
side.
like to do it messy. Right.
So
So
you can like
what are all these colors for, Nina? What are we learning here?
Which lesson is this? Oh,
Oh.
okay. I remember this. We learned about like how to divide the time. We actually do our own sundial. You know how sundial? You know
That's
how
interesting.
sundial?
Like, you know,
Yeah.
the sun.
Where
and
the
all?
sun, like how this thing, like how previously the previous people tell the time. How we can tell time,
Right.
Oh.
by doing all the shadow from the sun.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
They put a stick on it, and then they put like
Yeah.
they do the different activity all over here.
Right.
So once
Okay.
you stand the stick, and then you can find out what's the time for
Yeah.
current.
So we really mean it when we get our hands dirty with these
Yeah.
experiments,
Yes.
right? And you get this fish.
I'm sad like I couldn't get
Yeah.
this.
Okay, let's see what else. What
Oh.
else do we have?
Epic turn this.
Some
Ooh.
random color,
Oh.
maybe not that, maybe not.
No, this is good.
Ooh, what do we have here?
What's this? Oh, so deep.
See, Peanut is already started to.
She's excited.
Ah, here's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So this one.
Ooh, that's a lesson 5 about. I think this is about music. Something related with music, I think. But
I
you
can tell.
see. Yeah, you can tell, right?
We got a guitar.
Yes, we got a guitar, set of guitar that maybe. What do you think this is about, Peanut?
Maybe music theories. I'm not sure. So here we got
have
cup, and then here we got strings for the guitar.
Yeah, different kind of rubber band.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So let's see what's in here.
Yeah,
Rubber band.
probably you want to build your own guitar.
Guys, I really can't help but notice we have Peanut's sister here today. Come. She's so excited at the side as we open the boxes and all. I want to join too. It's
And
okay.
then, yeah.
Hello. What's your name?
They look the same, right?
Hey, Ching. Okay.
Walnut.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
Peanut.
This
This
is
is
a whole set of
Walnut.
family
So cute.
with the
Okay,
nuts.
you wanna join?
With the nuts
No,
in it.
you don't
I
join
wonder
us,
if
but
your
you
parents
can-
also
okay,
got
you
some
can see from the- you can watch.
nickname for nuts.
Yes, you got
This is
nickname.
Walnuts.
Walnuts, peanuts, and nuts.
So she's like really excited at the side as we're filming. I can't help to get her here. So you want to join us? Open the boxes?
Oh,
Just watch.
I saw your
Okay.
expression is small.
Go watch. So Walnut, maybe next time we can have Walnut with us. What do you think, Nina?
I
Right?
think so.
Fun.
At a very,
Okay.
very young age like that, we
Yes.
could spark the interest.
Yeah. So these are for which age, Nina? These STEAM lessons.
Well, this is for level 1, which is
Right.
we focus on the 6 up until 7 years old. They also like try to put a simple theme for them, like just
Right.
learn about basic music, like how music was produced and how these color are produced, or maybe about just now I mentioned like how color were made.
Right. You have rubber bands and all
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
here, right? Okay. Let's see. Next.
Next one. There's still so many.
Yeah. We have 15,
Alright.
so you will never be bored with this kind of lesson because for 15 weeks, if you think this is not enough, you always can go for the next level, which is level 2. and you're gonna learn about different kind of concept.
Right.
Okay, it's all way different starting from level 1 up until level 2. It's also can spark your interest to learn more about STEAM.
Okay, what we have here?
We have a foam ball.
We have
Seriously.
a ball and more squishy stuff.
Here we got a train. The window.
I wonder what
they
it was
accidentally
like.
open.
How
This
it
is a
finishing.
what?
I think I remember about this.
This thing is going.
We try to
We have a
create.
stick.
Okay. We try to create how we can tell the time. Just now. So the Earth is moving, right? Have you familiar like with a situation where actually you feel like the moon following you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes. We feel that all the time. Like when I was a kid and we're driving down, in the car,
Exactly.
and we look out the window and we're wondering,
Why
I'll
is
be
the
like,
moon
what?
following me,
Exactly.
right?
Why is
Yeah.
the moon following us?
Yeah,
It's like the same
often-
direction.
That's the thing. Often we think that if we stay at the same time, if we stick at the one place,
Yes.
we feel that around us it's moving,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Actually, exactly. So I think this is I remember this lesson is about like even when you in the train, they want trying to show and demonstrate you how it feels. When you are at the train station, you stay at the train station and the train moving around.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
So do you think a perspective from someone inside the train? It's the train moving or people outside are moving? What do you think?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Both.
Both.
It's actually the train is moving, right?
Oh.
Moving. So the train is moving and outside is thick.
Yeah.
Okay, because people waiting at the line, right?
Right.
But we feel that outside is moving.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually, they try to show them this.
I
by
need
doing
some
the-
lesson myself.
You want to buy this kit for yourself?
Yes.
Yes. I think I need some studying.
Yeah. If you're very interested in science, this
Yeah.
is a very good exercise for you.
Yes. A very actual exercise as
Yeah.
it is.
Yes. A very accurate one. Like a foam ball.
Well, actually, that's what we actually mean it. Like, you can demonstrate this in your real life. You couldn't
Yeah.
even do, for example, how would you like to when you learn about helicopter? How
Yeah.
would you demonstrate that? You gonna buy another helicopter?
buy another
Just
helicopter.
just to prove that experiment, just to prove that assumption.
Yeah.
So by that, we can come up with our own experiment and our own project.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Let's dig up.
Next, what do we have? Tina?
Next,
I think
we
it will
got.
be last but not least.
Ooh, no,
lucky
there's still a lot. There's
Oh,
whole
okay, let's
this-
take them all out.
I think this is familiar to me.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna put this box aside because what's inside is more interesting.
yes.
This is
Wow.
very simple.
Oh, we
So you
got.
see, guys, there's like tons of kits in one Steam box.
I wonder why kids so
Ooh.
excited when they see all of
Every-
this thing because
every
they have a
lesson
lot
is
of
different.
materials.
Here we got beans.
Ooh,
We got
This is
seeds.
unlikely not a peanut,
This is not a peanut, but peanuts.
but still it's a different kind
Family?
of seeds. Okay,
You
I
wanna
believe
open that?
you will learn about
This is
different
very-
kind of seeds.
Ooh,
Oh, can you tell what is it mean? This
Ooh,
one. We have
wow,
actually,
that's
if you can see that, okay, it's actually a set of in Chinese.
Yes.
All right.
马绕成功，开开心心。
Ha ha ha. What is that mean?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you know.
This one is happy, and then this one I think is something about success or something.
Yeah, something about success because I asked my other trainer Young, so he mentioned that it's actually
This is so
bring
cute.
good luck.
Right, you have like green beans and what else? Red
I believe we
beans.
will learn about different types of seed about that.
So you
Yeah.
grow plants as well.
Yes,
See, so fun,
it's
guys.
actually
amazing.
actually involve a full nature thingy.
Wow. Okay.
It's
that's
really
fun.
really good to.
I remember when we were in school, the teachers got us to bring some green beans. And
yeah,
then
to grow some.
with the cotton and drop water
Uh-huh.
inside.
Oh, yeah.
Put it near the window.
I hope it turns out being
Yeah,
It
mine is like
Yes.
a jungle.
like
Yeah.
jungle.
Yeah. Oh my.
Okay,
How
what's
about
this?
All right. This is. Oh no.
Okay, this is really
Wing.
fun. I know this one. I know this one.
Ooh. Oh, this is very cute.
Oh yeah, seems familiar to you.
look,
This is a.
guys.
Oh, I think I can guess what this is.
What is it?
Come on,
It's a
guess.
bird.
Yes,
it is.
Exactly.
So
we
you have-
will learn about how birds motion.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Like
you-
how this
Okay.
bird can fly.
We have these
What do you
foamy
think?
things again.
What?
I think you like make the bird out of this, and then you add these, and then there's these two things.
Oh,
I can
you actually
rubber band.
brilliant. Yes,
And you,
that's
like, try
actually
to
we'll
make it-
try to do. Actually, we'll make the birds from this, and then we're gonna add all of their pectoral muscles. Because why do you think birds can fly?
Because they have wings. And
Yes.
they have feathers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feathers. Good.
Walnut said they have feathers.
And
That's a
also,
good
what do you
point.
think? What do you think, Peanut? Why they can fly?
Because their body weight is light enough for them to fly.
Okay, my question is here. But here come the part of question. Does all birds can fly?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I get
why
your
the
point.
other?
Okay.
Why the other of birds cannot fly?
Because they're too fat.
Because they're too fat.
Is it correct, Teacher Nina?
Well,
Yeah.
it's almost there, but I
Yeah.
don't want to hurt the feelings for the other birds that cannot fly. But actually, our birds, like every type of we have different types of birds in Malaysia, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
also they are not in only Malaysia but in the world. Okay, we have different types of birds, and each bird they are raised up from different environments. For
Right.
example, penguins.
Penguins.
Yes.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Penguins, right?
They have
They have the flappy things, but they still cannot fly because they have, some part of their body like growing the fat. Yes,
Yes.
Peanut's almost there.
Fat.
That's why I said you didn't wrong.
Yeah, they're
You
too
are
fat.
not wrong, but you're almost there. They store the fat to keep heat.
Yes, to keep them
Yeah.
warm.
Yes, that's why some of also birds cannot fly because of some factors. And also one of most of the important thing is like how they spread their wings.
Yes.
Like how fast, like how big the wings will impact
Right.
the movement of the bird itself.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, penguins are the most interesting because they don't use their feathers to fly. They use it to swim.
Yes, they use it to swim, and also they have the flappy leg like that.
Yes, flappy bird.
Unfortunately, they are flappy bird.
All right. Whoa! What is?
What is this?
Bees.
What is this
Yes.
about? It's
It's
bees, but
also
also it's combined with the
Yeah, it's
plasticine just
the
now, with the
clay.
clay just now.
It's very.
And also we
Let's
still
show
have
it. Okay.
clay over here.
We got more.
There's a lot of clay involving.
Here we go.
Oh, we have something like very nice. You just only find it on weddings. You know? Usually
Pipe
they put it
cleaners.
to wrap it.
Yeah.
So cute.
Okay.
All right, this is nice actually.
Okay,
They
so
have
we
a
have
different
the
type of it.
underwater world and
Yeah.
all that.
So I think all of this kit, right? It's really can help the parents and also to assist all the lesson. Okay. Oh, we also have a white bear. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I
Alright.
think also like this lesson itself really helps for the young age or even for Peanut's age or even Walnut age. All right. All of this kit can help to assist their lesson. All right. Not only just to do in the traditional way, but also in the modern way.
Yes.
Okay, involving all this thing.
Yeah. So you want to open up a few more?
Do you think so? You want?
Let's see which one's interesting.
Last but not
Ooh.
least. All right.
Which one are you curious about?
This one.
Okay,
Gong
let's
Yong. Whoa, this one has probably the most. This is torchlight.
Oh,
a
we even have
torchlight. We
torchlight.
need a
No,
battery.
No way. That must be interesting lesson.
Yes.
What else?
Ooh. We got color markers.
Ooh.
All right.
And then we have batteries for the
But
for
I
the
think
torchlight.
this is the batteries for it.
And then we have tape.
Right.
This is the assisting, extra tools to
Scissors,
have
tape.
it. Okay.
Wow, these
So
are
some
actually
of it-
helpful. Not just the kids, but they also have like supporting materials to
Yes.
assist the other lessons as well, right?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
scissors and tape, which we will be probably using throughout.
I think it's gonna involve all the lesson in it.
Right.
Yes.
So I hope you had fun today, Peanut. What do you think?
This is very interesting.
Okay. Out of 10, how many stars you will give if you get this box, like how would you rate this box? Out of 10 stars.
Infinity. This is
Oh my god.
So
that
cute.
actually means to reflect that actually the lesson is quite good
Yeah.
to
Yes.
support and also assist in our lesson nowadays.
It's so fun, right?
So fun.
Kids would enjoy this.
You know, we're having fun unboxing this thing.
Yeah.
What else if we are in the lesson itself?
Yeah, imagine.
What do you
So I
think?
think we will have some other sessions in the future to
Probably we
show you.
should do that.
Yeah, some experiments. So thank you everyone for joining us for this very special unboxing session with Peanut
Yes.
and Nina.
And also Riz.
Yes.
Yeah. So I hope you guys
And
can-
also Walnut. Don't forget.
Walnut.
Oh, yes.
everyone.
You would like to join the last session? Yeah.
Hey,
With
bye.
our little pink cheongsam. So cute. Alright. So hope to see you guys in the next live video.
So if you guys have any questions, just drop it in the comments or just drop us in the private message and we'll reply you soon. Thank you
Alright.
everyone for watching.
It helped her as in she can solve problems and she can be more creative.
Able to create new things. I think it's a very important skill. Yeah. Able to be innovative, think outside the box, to come up with her own programs. Yeah, that's my ultimate expectation.
And it was very fun. We learned how to program blocks and write in questions and change our costume for our sprites.